Good morning, day 130, cooking down the freezer, refrigerator, and working pantry. So I did a stock-up haul yesterday, and then when I went and uploaded the video, I realized I forgot a little bit of the haul. Not much. I got an extra couple dozen eggs because of all the bird flu going on. I got one of those $1.10 loaves of Walmart bread. I got some buns, and I've had a taste for some vegan hot dogs, so I bought a pack of those. And my yogurt, my homemade yogurt, I let it go too long and it's got an off taste. So I had to buy some more coconut milk yogurt. So I'll make more of my own yogurt once I eat that up. So anyway, I think that's all I bought. Just a little produce stock up. And today it's going to be 80 degrees out, but then it's going to go back into the 30s and 40s, so I'm still not going to plant my things outside. And since I have all my little seedlings upstairs, I don't think I'm going to put them outside yet either, just to harden them off, because they're still very tiny. But I always have plenty of things to do, as I'm sure you guys do too. So I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll see what's for breakfast, day 130. Okay, breakfast day 130. Let's see what's in the fridge. All right. I have this pasta, and I have asparagus in here. And I bought some eggs because, you know, the bird flu, poor birdies. So I think I'm going to get 3 eggs. I think I'm going to make a frittata. I've made them before, they're good, and I will be able to use up more leftovers. So I've got 3 eggs. I've got lots of produce now that has to be used up. And let's see, for a frittata, oh, these are the hot dogs that I bought. I've had these before. They're pretty good. So, and then I've also got this block of Gouda cheese. And that's where, I don't know what happened to the footage, but, okay, I think I'm going to use up the rest of this Swiss cheese in my frittata. And I'm going to chop that up. And I have this teeny tiny bit of Mexican cheese I'm going to use. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of this spinach dip in there. I think that would be good. Not too much, but a little bit. All right, I think that's it for now. So I will meet you at the stove. Hello. I'm back at the stove. All right, I'm going to use my handy-dandy cheese grater and shred up this Swiss cheese. I like this thing. I've had it for years and years and years. But it works really well, and I don't have to drag out a big appliance to shred the cheese. And I really don't like shredding things on a box grater. I do it when I have to, but I prefer using this. All right. So I have to have a hot water tank put in today. Mine started leaking, and I mean, I've known it's been coming because this hot water tank has lasted me almost 20 years. So, but, you know, you just keep hoping it's not going to happen, and then it does. So, yeah, I have to have that done today. And of course it's a beautiful day outside, but I'm going to have to be supervising, well, not supervising, but you know what I mean. I'm going to have to be doing things to get the place ready for the hot water tank. Like moving a bunch of stored things and stuff like that. So, but I'm grateful that I can have it done, and you know, you got to maintain your house. I hate spending money on maintenance. I don't mind spending money on beautiful things, like if I needed, you know, new furniture, or a new sofa, or, you know, a new dress, anything like that. I don't mind spending money on that. But I hate spending money on repairing things, because you really don't see it. You know it's functional and it makes your life easier. I mean, I know that, but I still don't like spending money on things like that. But it needs to be done. Okay, I have a lot of cheese in here. Probably more than what I need, but that's all right. I've got quite a bit of pasta here. And I've got the asparagus that I made, so I'm going to cut up a little bit of that, a little bit of pasta, and I still had a few forkfuls from last night's dinner that I didn't eat, so I'm going to put that in too. And then 3 eggs. So I'll be back shortly, and then I'll get this cooking. Okay, I have some salsa in the fridge too. There's a little bit left. I want to use that up. So I'm going to add just a little bit of salsa to this, because I like tomatoes and eggs. And tomatoes and pasta. So not too much of that, because I'm going to put the spinach dip in too. Alright, just a couple tablespoons of the spinach dip. I usually don't snack too much, so it'll take me a long time to eat the spinach dip with something. So I'm almost better off to put it in a recipe. And then I decided, rather than making this in a pan that I have to put on the stove and in the oven, I'm just going to make this in muffin tins. And then I can always freeze what I don't eat. So almost like an egg bite, but not really. It'll have the ingredients of a pasta frittata, but oh, and I cut up some asparagus in there, and I chopped up the pasta a little bit, just a little bit, into smaller pieces. So hopefully this will be tasty. I think it will be, because what's not to like with cheese and veggies and pasta and eggs, right? You can't screw up too much. All right. I think I'm going to add a little bit of that Dollar Tree cheese topping. Yeah, Parmesan would be better, but I want to use this up. And I don't want to open anything else up until I use up what I have. So I'm also going to put some nice black pepper in here. And some garlic powder and onion powder. So I think this will be tasty, but I'll let you know. I'm going to bake this, I think, at 350 for, I'm going to try 20 minutes, but I'm going to keep an eye on it because I don't know. I haven't made this before. All right, well, this is what it looks like. And I have my patio door open. I just have the screen and I can hear all the baby birds. You would think it would be too cold for baby birds, but they start really early. So, okay, I'm just going to spoon this into my muffin tins. I grease those a little bit. I should do the sides too. And I just sprayed it with some non-stick or the coconut oil. And I have no idea how many this is going to make. I'm thinking about, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6. So that'll be enough for more than one breakfast. And I'm going to only fill them like 3/4 of the way, because the eggs are going to make this rise. So we'll see how this tastes. I'm very hungry. Oh, it's going to make more than 5 or 6. I'm thinking maybe 10, but we'll see. All right. I'm going to put this in the oven at 350. And I have enough for about 3 more. And I'll be back. So I got a loaf of Walmart bread yesterday. And, you know, everybody knows about the $1.10 Walmart loaf of bread. I like it. I think it's really good. And I like the Italian, and I get the kind with the sesame seeds. I've had their everything one, which is really good. Their plain one is really good. But I get the sesame seed one because I can make more things with it. Because if I wanted to make French toast, garlic and you know, everything French toast wouldn't be tasty. But this would be. So I save a big chunk of the end, and I'll save the other chunk of the end. And what I'm going to do, I don't have any hamburger buns, and sometime this week I'm going to make a burger with those incognito things. So I'm just going to use that as a burger bun, because I like that anyway better than burger buns. So I just put it back together, and or you can freeze that little piece, whatever. But this loaf always lasts me for a long time. You know, I'll get a good week and a half, 2 weeks out of that because I keep it in the fridge. But I'm just going to make some toast with my little frittatas. Alright, so here's what they look like. They smell wonderful. So I'm going to take these out of the pan, let them cool for a minute, and then I'm going to bake the other 2 or 3, and I'm going to also make some toast. So I bake these at 350 for about 20 minutes, and they seem to be done just nicely. I did the test with the skewer, and they came out clean. So that's the baking time frame. And you can put anything you want in these things. Now, if you're going to put onions and peppers and, you know, veggies that aren't cooked, I would recommend sautéing them first. Unless you like a crisp, you know, veggie, then you could try it. But you can put any kind of cheese in here. You can put anything. And then just make it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, with a nice salad on the side would be good. Putting a little salsa on top of them, or what would be really good would be a hollandaise sauce over the top. That would be very good. You can put meat in here, sausage, ham, whatever. The sky's the limit. This is a great way to use up leftovers. All right, I'll be back shortly. I'll plate this up, and so I'll be back. Okay, there it is, breakfast day 130. I'm going to give these a taste and see if they're any good. All right, let's see. They look good. Taste is in the, proof is in the taste. Those are really good. The reason I didn't make this like a like a conventional frittata, where you make it on the stove and then you put the pan in the oven, is because I wanted to use my toaster oven. I didn't want to heat up my big oven, and my toaster oven won't accommodate a pan with a handle. So, but these are really, really good. If you have a lot of leftovers and eggs, make these. Whether you call it a crustless quiche, a frittata, or whatever, or egg bites, they're really, really good. All right, I'll be back later, and we'll see. I have to go clean up some things. Well, I haven't worn my hair up for a long time because it's been so cold. What are you doing, Chloe? Just get up on the chair. She likes to do that. Anyway, but yeah, it's a beautiful day today. So, what? All my buddies are hanging out here. I just wanted to talk a little bit about saving money. Now, my channel isn't just about frugality and, you know, just saving every penny. It's not about that. My channel is about living your life to the fullest. And obviously, sometimes in order to do that, you have to have money. So the money and saving the money is like comes secondary to living an abundant, fulfilled life. But one of the best ways that you can do that is to look at your food and what you eat. Yeah, you can go and cut the cable and, you know, be frugal with your electricity and be frugal with your water. You know, turn your heat down and put more layers on. And all that is a great way to save money. But there's only so much that you can downsize on those things before you start to become uncomfortable. So in my opinion, the best way to save money for other things that you really want to do, like go on a vacation or take a class or whatever your spiel is, to me, the best way to save money to be able to do that is to look at your food and what you eat. Now, most of us have been raised on a traditional diet, which is, you know, the carbs and the protein, but check and see how much protein you actually need, and check out alternate food sources for protein. That doesn't mean if you love meat and that's what you eat, that doesn't mean you have to give up eating meat, but you might consider supplementing smaller portions of meat with other things. Kale has protein, bread, anything like that has protein. And that doesn't mean you have to, like I said, totally cut out what you like to eat. But if you like to eat something that's expensive and that gives you pleasure, by all means continue to do that. But finding a supplement to go with that, I think, is a smart idea. And you can cut, I used to spend $400 a month on groceries, and that was with not eating meat. When I had a family, of course, that was years and years ago. I bought groceries. I went to the store, I bought what I needed, I bought what my kids liked, and I really didn't give it a second thought. But now that I'm on a fixed income, and I really don't want to have to go out and get a job, or I just don't want to do that. I want to enjoy my life. I figured I worked hard my whole adult life to get to this point. And, once you get into your 70s, you start thinking, well, I wonder how many years I have left. So whether that's a day, several months, several years yet, I want to enjoy what I have. I want to enjoy what I have in my home. I want to enjoy my family. And sometimes those things take money. And really, for me, the best way is to cut down on my food costs. And even having done that, I still maintain a stockpile because I think that's important. Our government has been telling us to stockpile several months worth of food for a few years now. And they didn't used to do that. So you tend to wonder why. And, people used to make fun of people that did prepping. Oh, he's a prepper, ha ha ha. But it's come to the point where you almost have to be a bit of a prepper. That doesn't mean you have to build a bomb shelter and, if you have the resources to do that, that'd probably not be a bad idea. But I think maintaining a stockpile for however many people you have in your house is a wise choice. So when I did my stock up shop yesterday, and I did it online at Walmart. I don't only shop at Walmart, but the prices on their canned goods seem to be reasonable, and I wanted to bolster my canned good stock. Just in case the grid goes down, all that food is already cooked. You can eat it right out of the can. You can put it on a heating pad or whatever you have. If you have a rocket stove, you can heat it up. But I felt like I didn't have enough canned things. And so I bought a bunch of things. If you didn't see that, I posted what I bought in yesterday's video. And also, some of the things that I wanted to buy weren't available for pickup. So I ended up, it was an online, they said they would send it online. And it didn't cost me anymore. So I bought a case of 12 of peas, and those were, like, for the 12 cans, I think it came to $5 or $6. And I think the other thing was green beans. I haven't gotten them yet. They're going to deliver that. So that was all part of my stock up shop that I did. Now, I don't really feel like I need to do a whole lot more. I'm going to take inventory at some point and see where maybe I've missed some things or I have a hole to fill. But for now, I think I'm good. Um, I know a lot of people, you say, well, I don't like beans, so I don't want to stock beans and, things. But it wouldn't hurt to find some recipes that you might find palatable that use beans, and maybe stocking up on some Beano if your system doesn't like beans. But you do get used to eating beans after a while. Your body will adjust to it, and you won't go flying around the room, if you get my drift. But anyway, or maybe just adding some some beans in with your dishes that you make, just for some extra protein, along with your meat, whatever it is, add some beans to it. So unfortunately, in this day and age, these are things, unless you have a really good income, you're young, and you have the opportunity to make more money, a lot of us older people are getting left behind in the dust. So we have to make adjustments. I know a lot of older people are on a lot of expensive medications. Check and see if you can get a better deal on Good RX. I've gotten some medications on that, and they were way cheaper than just going through the traditional drugstore cost. And even though I have Medicare Part D, because if you don't sign up for that when you sign up for Medicare, you're penalized down the road. So I signed up for it, but honestly, I don't think it's cost effective, and I really don't even think it's worth my money to pay for that. But I have it. I'm going to keep it for now. Another thing is Blink. You can go on Blink. It's an online pharmacy, and they have some really good prices. I've gotten medications through Blink. I'm talking about saving quite a bit of money. Also, ordering your medications through your provider through the mail, that's cheaper. Costco has some pretty good costs in as far as medications go. And you probably have to have a membership for that, but if you have a friend that has a Costco membership, you might want to look into that. And I believe Costco, their membership was $50 a year, but I'm not sure if that's gone up or not. But it might be worth it, if you can save that amount of money on your medications, to get a membership. And also their gasoline is way cheaper than what you can get at the regular pump. So that might be an option for you. But yeah, the way it's going with the seniors, it's very concerning to me that a lot of people are going to really have to do without things that they need, not just the luxuries. But like I said, if you're brand loyal with your groceries, and you always have to buy a certain brand of coffee or a certain brand of tea, you might want to consider trying a brand that is less expensive and see if you like it. Or again, get your brand and sort of stretch it out by getting a plan B that you can also stretch out your money. Well, somebody has to go potty, right? You gotta go potty? I'll be right back. Another great way to stretch your food budget is to do what I did this morning with my breakfast. Now, I had a little bit of pasta that I could have made one meal out of, and that would have been tasty too. But by stretching it with other ingredients, I got 4 breakfasts out of the eggs, the pasta, and all the little things I put in it. I got 4 breakfasts out of what would have been maybe 1 meal. So think about ways that you can put together ingredients and stretch your meals. Good way to stretch your meals is by adding stale bread, cooked pasta, cooked potatoes, cooked rice, adding any of those things. And yes, I know they're carbs and they're starches, but those things are a very good source of energy. So just using those things and stretching things out, you can make 3 meals out of what maybe you would have only gotten 1 meal out of. If you're a person who makes a pork chop, a baked potato, and a vegetable, you're going to get 1 meal out of that. But if you learn to cook in a little bit different way, not that that's bad. I mean, I enjoy that once in a while too. I don't always make, leftover things. And don't make so many leftovers that you're not going to be able to eat them all, because that's wasting money and it's wasting food. And we just can't afford to do that anymore. We're a society that's used to throwing things out when they don't work, not fixing things, just buying everything new. But that's changing, and it's changing fast. It's not changing over years, it's changing over months. So we have to be mindful of things before we throw them away, especially food. Creative Lori, I talk about her a lot. She made a kimchi type of thing. She was pickling vegetables that she had. And she made like a kimchi kind of thing out of some lettuce, which I thought was great. So go on over to her channel, because she shops and only spends $25 a month on food. Now she does have a stockpile too, and she feeds stray cats, but in order to be able to do that, she has to spend less on her fresh food every month. So she has a really good channel. So go over and check out her channel, Creative Lori, and it's Lauri, is how she spells it. Another good person to watch is Rhoda Stone. She shops every day and comes up with these phenomenal deals, and not only in food, but in clothing and tchotchkes and you name it. And she sells a lot of her things. She'll wear them and use them, and then when she's done with them, she goes to the swap meet and sells them. So she's a good one to check out too. That's Rhoda Stone. Jan from New York City, she has a great channel with money-saving tips. Money Mom. Money Mom also has some great money-saving tips. So those are some of my favorite channels that I like to watch in as far as frugality and saving money, and you can pick up a lot of good ideas watching any of those channels. So that's my chat for today. I have to really get out into the garage. It's a mess from all the things I put in there last fall, and my gardening, it's stuff, a lot of stuff everywhere. So I'll be back later with some dinner ideas. I have a lot of produce now that I have to cook down, and but I think tonight I'll probably just have a salad, because I have the feeling I'm going to be worn out by the time dinner time comes around. Plus that I have to go in the basement and get the furnace room ready for the new hot water tank. So lots to do today. All right, I will be back later with dinner, and have a wonderful day. Dinner, day 130, and I have decided I am going to have a salad. So I'm going to have some romaine. I'm not going to fuss too much. That's still zucchini. I'm going to have some celery. And somewhere in here I have some peppers. I have to look for that. And I think I'm going to have some Gerard's dressing. And some cheese. I want some cheese. I'm going to have a couple of hard-boiled eggs. And this cheese is open, so I'll have some cheese. All right, I'm going to look for my peppers, and I will meet you at the stove. Okay, I washed and shredded my lettuce. I'm sure you all know how to make a salad. I have peppers, some green onion, and celery here. I'm just going to add that to the top. And then I always like some pepitas on my salad too. I keep those in the refrigerator, and they're salted. I like the salted ones. Adds a nice crunch to the already crunchy lettuce. And then I just have 2 eggs, and I'm just going to quarter them. And that's pretty much going to be it for my dinner. So I don't have any leftovers right now, but I have a lot of veggies I need to cook up. So I will do that tomorrow when I'm not having a new water heater installed. So there we go. There is my dinner. Day 130. I always take a picture too. Okay, and then I'm going to put my champagne dressing over it, and I'm going to enjoy this. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.